Hi, Ancient Warrior. You know, today's the 24th, and we're having protests around the country. Gun control protest. Let's talk about what caused this. Folks, what caused this was the Parkland school shooting, the attack in Las Vegas in October, Sandy Hook. In two of those instances, problems could have been alleviated. You know, I watched a film yesterday of the Vegas shooter. You know, he's only going to be there a couple of days, but he was using 2 and 3 carts, large carts, to bring stuff to his room. That didn't seem to raise a red flag with anybody. Guys, I go for 5 days. I got one bag. Let's talk about Parkland. The Parkland shooting was exacerbated by the fact of the school district didn't care, the sheriff's department didn't care, the police department didn't care. You see, this boy had been made contact with the Parkland police, sheriff's department, a sum total, now I'm told, 38 times. I've seen 24 and I've seen 30 in 3 years. He had teachers in his classroom that did not want to be left alone in a classroom with him. But yet, law enforcement was not brought in because they couldn't. They were working on this program called The Promise. It's to keep young people from going from the playground to the prison grounds. It's a crock of bull if you want a personal opinion. You know, the Bible told us we were going to have this happen to us. They told us that in the end days, the adults would fear their children. I don't fear any children, but I do feel so sorry for parents who sleep in locked bedrooms now because they're afraid of their own kids. You know, the Parkland School District should have notified the police department, who in turn should have put this boy into juvenile court way earlier than when he was kicked out. Now, that's another thing. I know some kids who were 19 and 20 and still in high school because the school districts they were in were more worried about getting them educated and getting them a diploma. So, what we need to look at, and these young people who are out marching against the AR-15 and the AK-47 and, you know, whatever else they're marching for, they need to start looking at the failures. The NRA didn't do the failure. Gun owners didn't do the failure. The Sutherland Springs shooter shouldn't have been able to own a gun, but the Air Force dropped the ball. You know, they were supposed to report to the FBI his conviction for domestic abuse, and they didn't. You know, the problem is too many people are dropping the ball, and the gun community, gun owners and the gun community are taking the blame. Because we have weak-minded children who are out there thinking they know something. I saw a picture the other day of a lady saying that, showing a picture of a gun and everything. And the woman showing it to me said, "This is a poster we need." And I said, "For what?" And she said, "We need to get rid of guns." And I looked at the picture and I said, "Ma'am, that gun's not going to be a problem to anybody." And she looked at me and said, "Why?" And I looked at it and said, "Whoever loaded the magazine put the bullets in backwards." Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen that picture. I've owned guns for most of my life. I've never had a gun come out of the gun case and kill anybody. Do we need to worry? Yes. We need to get on to our politicians, especially these never-Trumpers. We need to get them in line. I see where they bushwhacked old Donald this week. Didn't give him anything he really wanted, and he agreed to sign their omnibus spending bill. You know, I have a hunch when you screw Donald once, you won't get a chance to do it again. Now, we need to sit down all together and work as a team. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. If you're part of the gun community, you want to make damn sure that we're able to keep our guns, because guys, they want to do an Australian-style deal. Australia had to write new laws for new crimes they'd never had before. One of them was home invasions. Australia's crime rate from the time that they did away with guns to the present skyrocketed. So folks, I want you to think about that stuff. Keep your guns clean. Remember, folks, the two worst things for a gun is politicians and rust. And I keep my guns clean, so my politicians are worst thing in the world for my guns. So, folks, have a good day. That's the world according to the ancient. Good day.